Hello, everyone. Hope you're all good, especially if you support Kaizer Chiefs. I'm sure you're very, very good. We just saw your team here, Kaizer Chiefs, playing the Toyota Cup against Scotland FC from Zimbabwe. Scotland FC are the champions of Zimbabwe, and they're also leading the league now at the moment. It's a team that is well known for signing these ex-players who are very, very good. Remember, they've got players like Knowledge Msona, Walter Msona, as well as Kama Billiet. That's how good it is. I think at one point in time, I don't know, sure, Peter Ndlovu, former Sundowns, was there as a team manager. So it's a team that is owned by one of the, I think the guy is successful in Zimbabwe. So who runs it? Why I'm telling you that? I'm just trying to measure you, the opponent of Kaizer Chiefs. Okay, guys, before I go deep into this episode, obviously it's more like a quick review, but I would like to encourage you and request you to like and subscribe the live, guys. The more you like, the more the channel is gonna grow. Okay, that is done. Let's get back to the match. Kaizer Chiefs played the friendly match. Remember, the league is starting on the 1st of August. So Kaizer Chiefs played the friendly match. One will say it's a friendly match, but it's a Toyota Cup anyway. Because remember, Chiefs have lost the last two Toyota Cup. One was against Yanga, where they lost 4-0 under Nabi. The second one was again under Nabi last season. They lost to Asante Kotoko. This is the first time where you see Kaizer Chiefs winning the Toyota Cup. That is important also to note that because it's their own trophy. The first one started in Mangaung, then the second one it was in Durban, now Rustenburg. In Rustenburg, they won 1-0. The goal was scored by Mpundo Vilakazi. Okay, for me, does the results matter in this match? Yes, it does matter because winning it becomes confidence. As Zidane once said, the more a team wins, the more a team doesn't get tired. Kaizer Chiefs, as we are well aware, they are under pressure to do well in the league. I just have to tell you that they are under pressure because one, this is the most supported team in Southern Africa. This is the team that has not won the league for a while. I think 2015, that was the last time they won the league. 10 years without winning the league. They want to win it. As you are aware, if you look at the first 5 games of the season, Chiefs will play Kruger. Then Kruger United is Kukune, Mamelodi Sundowns, Richards Bay, and Suwelele. So thorough preparations are very important ahead of those opponents because last year, Kaizer Chiefs started very well. When the league was starting, they were like a house on fire. Remember, Nabi had family commitments, then the co-coaches took over. Eventually, Nabi was let go after Chiefs lost to Kukune. Then the co-coaches took over. And impressively so, they led the team to position 3, of which Orlando Pirates won the league with 69 points. Sundowns were runners-up with 68, and Kaizer Chiefs were in 54 points. Again, if you look at the gap between number 2 and number 3, one would say it was a distant number 3. Imagine Sundowns 68 points and Kaizer Chiefs 13 points gap. That is like 54 points. That is important also because it's easy to say Chiefs were number 2. How far were they from the top 3 teams? Because why I'm narrating that is that Kaizer Chiefs needs to close the gap between them and Orlando Pirates and Mamelodi Sundowns. Most people will want to know, okay, has Chiefs closed the gap from last season? Are Chiefs a better team than last season? Those are the 2 most important things I want to analyze. Obviously, the game, starting with the game, maybe I'll have just tell you that the game was very interesting. Kaizer Chiefs won, of course, 1-0. The goal was scored in the first half by Mpundo Vilakazi. I feel Amakhosa Mashe didn't do well in this match. The frustration is that the team from Zimbabwe controlled the game, even though they played 2 different teams. The first half, they played the second team. Second half, play the second team. Whereas Kaizer Chiefs obviously treated the game as an official game because they made minimal changes. They didn't change much. And also, when you look at Lina, the new goalkeeper at Kaizer Chiefs was never even given a chance. Peterson played the whole game. But if you look at the goalkeeping for Amakhosa Mashe, it looks solid. It's very clear that the Kaizer Chiefs defense from the goalkeeper, it looks good. The goalkeeper, it looks good. Okay, then now we're going to Monyane as a right back. I think Monyane is a very good player, PSL player, even at Kaizer Chiefs. At Pirates was not a starter that much. One would say that is the reason he ended up leaving. But at the Kaizer Chiefs, it looks like he's really taking over that number 2 position, of which is very interesting because at Pirates will feel he was still good enough to start. But they bought Dino van Rooyen, they bought Libitso. They were buying right backs while he was there to show that Pirates didn't trust Monyane. They never trusted him. If you look how they signed Bandile Shandu, they signed Dino van Rooyen, they signed Libitso. They were bringing a lot, even Tsepo Mashilwari from Baroka. They were bringing all those players, even though he was there. That just tells you something else that you want to know. Pirates didn't trust Monyane. Look at Cross. Cross was playing as a left centre back. For me, Cross is a left back, not a central defender. So I don't even want to argue that. I can't even fault him on what he did today. But I just feel he's not a central defender. He's more, even at Bafana Bafana gets selected as a left back. Then you look at Miguel. Miguel, for me, is okay. He's not like a top defender. But I'm just trying to break down the lineup. Frostler is a left back. Yes, they say he's a utility player, but he's not a left back, he's a right back. We hear that when he started, he used to play, it doesn't matter, he's not a left back. Either he was playing as a midfielder at Wits, of which he was. Then now he's a left back, a right back, not a left back. That's my story with Floss. It doesn't change. So I don't think he can be part of a Kaizer Chiefs team that will win the league with him playing as a left back. Chiefs must get a left central defender. You understand why they push him as to play as a left back because they wanted to Cross to play as a left centre back. Remember, Chiefs at the moment, they let go of their left centre back, who was Aiden McCarty. Obviously, was sold because the team just activated the clause. For me, he was the best player for Kaizer Chiefs last season. That's how I feel about Aiden McCarty. Not that because I have a good relationship with his father, Fabian McCarty. No, I just believe that Aiden McCarty was outstanding last season. If you look at the midfielder for Makosa Mahle, then you've got Maboe. And the new player, it was very Mtasingwa. It was very good to see him. He didn't do much. He was okay. That's the thing. He was okay. I can't say he was really outstanding. Yeah, Chiefs have gotten a player there. He did what he had to do, but for me, time will tell. Obviously, it was his first official game for Chiefs. Not even official. It's a first match. It's still more like a preseason match. So you can't be too hard on him. We're still going to assess him and say if he's good. But he played well with Maboe. One will say that. Vilakazi scored, obviously, and it was interesting to hearing the interview where he said the coach told him that he can be a best player. He wants to make him the best player. That's where my problem starts now. Do I think Chiefs can win a league? Because I said Chiefs will compete for the league. Do I think Chiefs can compete for the league with Mvulakazi as the main strike? I'm not positive. I'm not positive. I'm not positive. There's a reason why the coaches were not playing him last season. But he's a very good squad player to have. Gradually, he needs to improve, of course. He's a good player, yes. Skillful and talented, okay, sharp. Then we've got Velepai, Chislet, and Da Silva. That was the Kaizer Chiefs. Guys, what does it tell you? Just be honest. If you look at the Kaizer Chiefs team and then immediately look Vilakazi, Velepai, Chislet, and Da Silva, offensively, what does it tell you? Does it tell you the team can win the league? I'm just want to be honest. On my side, I have to be very honest again. When I look at those players, 4 players, Vilakazi, Velepai, Chislet, I see weakness. I think they're very weak offensively, but rightfully so. Even the management of Kaizer Chiefs, they agree with it. That's why they are very thin. They said they will buy new players. They're looking for number 10 and a winger. Basically, that's what I've heard on Friday. I think there was Velile Mbuli also said that because he was there at Kaizer Chiefs Village. Yeah, I think they're very thin up front. There's nothing much. Kaizer Chiefs need to get players who are better than what they have now, honestly speaking. If you look at Tasingwa compared to Taboktel, I don't think it's an improvement. I don't think it's better than Taboktel. Roger Deza used to tell me that he believes when you're running a team, you need to buy players who are better than what we have. Did Kaizer Chiefs bought a player who was better than what they have? I don't think they did that. So that is the frustration again. That is the frustration because Amakosa Mahle, in order to win the league or to challenge for the league title, they need to improve the squad from what it was from last season. Yes, Fernando da Cruz is a new coach at Kaizer Chiefs. And again, he can't do miracles. The squad must be better than what it was. I mean, I'll never care. The reason why I always get things correct when I'm predicting, the reason why I'm the best when it comes to those kind of things, predicting matches. I look at the squad. I don't look at the coach who's coaching a team. The first thing you look is the squad. Is how strong is the squad? Is this Kaizer Chiefs team better than what they had last season? That is my question from on my side. I don't think this team is better than what Kaizer Chiefs were last season. Simply because they released. I thought Ashil Dupri can improve Kaizer Chiefs, honestly. He's very quick. With the proper coaching, more game time, more faith, I thought he could improve. Releasing him is senseless to me. Doesn't even make sense. Okay. Number 2, I also believed that Sereno, you let go. Yes, he was not playing that much. But if you release him with someone better than him. I'm yet to see a player who's going to replace Sereno who's better than Sereno. Obviously, Morris wasn't playing that much. Was just a normal squad player. Okay, I won't talk much about him. Then Aiden McCarty was the best player for Chiefs, defender last season at Kaizer Chiefs. So you feel Chiefs need to bring a similar caliber of a player of Aiden McCarty. Yes, Moloisane is a very good addition. I agree. He's a quality player. We saw him at Stellenbosch at one point in time. Last season, actually, okay, season before, he nearly won the defender of the season. You feel good when you see players like Moloisane, but who is he going to play with? With Cross, come on. Yeah, no, I don't think, again, with Cross, it's a very good combination. I think something is missing there. So with that in mind, Amakhosa Amahle have started, obviously, organizing a solid team. Now we get to know how it's going to look like next season. Obviously, I'm not sure what's the story with Langalihle Phili, because from what I understood was that Stellenbosch were willing to release him to Kaizer Chiefs, provided Kaizer Chiefs meet the 15 million that it was being asked for. But it looks like there's a delay, because one will say it was going to be ideal for Kaizer Chiefs to have such players in this kind of friendly matches before the first match of the season against Kruger United. Obviously, I expect Kaizer Chiefs to beat Kruger United. It will be unacceptable anyway. This is a team that just got promoted. Kaizer Chiefs are a well-established side. Then the question is Kaizer Chiefs better than the team they were last season? That is the question that I want to answer. The way I see it, I don't think Kaizer Chiefs is better than the team they were last season. I don't think they are better. They released so many players. They are releasing Thabo Qhele. They are saying it's out of the plans of the coach. Obviously, I feel different otherwise there. It goes down to the previous episode I created that there was an altercation between Kaizer Mdong Jr. and him. That is the reason he's out of the team. Yes, Sereno, it was expected that he's not going to be in the team, because when he started, he didn't start on a good note. At one point in time, he didn't want to train because he was saying a lot of workload was demanded from him. So he wanted to do something similar with Kamapileti. The same reason why Kamapileti left Kaizer Chiefs, because he was saying a lot was demanded to him. So he couldn't cope. That's why he ran away. Kamapileti, guys, to leave Chiefs didn't chase him, basically. He ran away because he said the pressure was too much. A lot was required from him. With that in mind, I feel Kaizer Chiefs, honestly speaking, they need to reinforce at the back with a proper left central defender. That is number one. Number two, they still need another midfielder, a proper defensive midfielder, a proper number 6. I think an experienced one. Number 3, they still need a top striker. When I say top striker, I mean a striker that can give you at least 12 goals. They still need to sign a striker. And I'm happy that they're talking about the winger. Of course they do. You can't rely on players like Pulemode who score 1 goal in 30 games. Pulemode, the return. Look at Orlando Pirates. Relempokeng around the 10 goals last season. Then you go to Apolis, again 9 or 10 goals. Then you go to Morem, same number of goals. You go to the Hoto, I think 2 goals and like 8 assists. Those are the players who are creating the wing play. You see the number of goals they're having. So Kaizer Chiefs last season scored 33 goals. Orlando Pirates scored 58 goals. For Kaizer Chiefs to bridge that gap, they still need a lot of goals. I must say the match was not inspiring today. A lot still needs to be done. Obviously, still preseason. I can't say Chiefs are not going to win the league. They are very poor. Maybe tomorrow they can sign 3 quality players or announce during the week 3 quality players, because quality players can change this team. We all know that. This is a team. We saw today how great Kaizer Chiefs it is. We saw it. The fans, it was almost, the stadium was packed. It was just a Toyota Cup friendly match of Kaizer. Only Kaizer Chiefs can do that. And Orlando Pirates, of course, in South Africa. Even Bafana, if there was a friendly day, Bafana playing, you will never see so many people. That's how great this team is, guys. That is the power of Amakhosa Amahle. For me, that's why I will want Kaizer Chiefs to win the league in next season. I will want that. Is it going to happen? So sure, 100% is not going to happen. The reason why I'm not sure is I'm 100% sure that Chiefs will want to win the league is because, one, their squad is not better than it was last season. And the fact that Fernando da Cruz he needs an interpreter to coach the team, it's also not good. For Kaizer Chiefs to win the league, the coach must be able to communicate direct with the player. Ukwabona makhuluma nomuntu, ukhuluma na same time, uyakuphendula, uyakuzwa ukuthi uthini nawe. Akukho lento ukuthi manje kufanele kube ne-message eza someone then izakaso. That is right. I don't like it, honestly speaking. I'm not a fan of interpreters in football. I don't like it. I'm yet to see a successful team winning through interpreters. I'm yet anywhere in the world. Unless you guys can convince me. For Kaizer Chiefs to get another Nabi, but before the end of December, you'll see this guy, the interpreter will now be coaching Chiefs. That Cruz will start complaining is not happy with this. What Kaizer Chiefs are doing with investing in such proper coaches is admirable. Yes, they had the co-coaches. Do I think they made a mistake in letting them go? Yes. I think they did make a mistake. For them to take Kaizer Chiefs from number 9 to number 3, then you release them. Because the way I calculated, Chiefs were going to reach 65 points last season. Why? If Brendan Pearson didn't get injured, Chiefs were not going to lose some of the matches that they lost when Bafuma was there. Number one. Number two, they were not going to lose the game against Chippa United because they lost it because they already knew that they were automatical number 3. They just wanted to give French players a chance. That is the reason they will finish 54 points. One will say they could have finished higher than those points. To release those people is fine. You can do that. It's your team, obvious. You know, but I'm of the opinion that they don't know what they're doing anyway. I'm a Kosamash. So if it comes from a thought of you want to improve the team, also improve the playing squad. You can't improve with the coaching personnel. Because at least Cedric Katz and Ben Yusuf can speak English. Why? They can speak like me and you. They can hear you, like you can direct with the players. So this guy now he needs an interpret. Does it even make sense for Kaizer Chiefs to hire a coach who is going to coach via an interpret? I'm not sure of that. I feel Chiefs they should have gotten someone who is better. Then I'm not happy with that. I think the fact that this coach doesn't speak English, it's a problem. Just to be straightforward, guys, as I'm wrapping up this quick preview, Amakosa Matle, I will say congratulations for winning the Toyota Cup because you failed to win it for the past 2 seasons. First one, you lost 4-0. The other one, you lost on penalties. But still, it was an unconvincing victory. It wasn't the Kaizer Chiefs that we know, electrifying. There's that Kaizer Chiefs that we need, that we grew up watching when players like Skarango Bese were still playing for Chiefs, Sean Bartlett, that Skarvek, that Chiefs that used to play attractive football. You'll enjoy watching. You will stand up for 90 minutes watching them. When your team wanted to play them, I am doubting strongly that there are teams in the PSL that are scared of playing these Kaizer Chiefs. I think all these teams in the PSL are looking forward in actual fact to play these Kaizer Chiefs. Is Kaizer Chiefs ready for the new season? Yes, they are ready to compete, but not to win the league, of course. When I'm saying to compete, I mean to be in the top 6, not more than that. They can't win the league. They can only be top 6 because I feel this coach, he needs time to acclimatize, get to know the players. Maybe what's prolonging it is because obviously he can't even speak English. But the first 3 games or first 5 games of the league and the M10-8 is going to tell us where Amakos are. At the moment, we say congratulations to Kaizer Chiefs. It was just preseason match. You won, yes, but there's still more that is expected. I feel like that kind of attractive, quick football, the players, Chiefs don't have the kind of players that can play that kind of football, of which is a problem. That's why I am a bit disappointed that they released Ashil Dupri. Ashil Dupri, it's a coachable player if you're having a smart coach. It's a player that can be improved. Okay, guys, that was my review. Please continue subscribing. Join us. I will come back with the season preview.